Hey Victor, I want to share my trip to Wuhan with you. What? Stay away from me. We just came back from Wuhan. Ugh. No. Don't worry. It was 3 years ago, not this year. Oh, it was 3 years ago. Don't scare me. So check it out. Let's check it out. Have you ever go on a trip without planning? In today's video, I'm going to share with you in July 2017. I went on a trip with my friend Xiaoyu from Wuhan. I was living in Xiamen at that moment, and he just visited Taiwan and then stopped by Xiamen on his way back home to Wuhan. He stayed at my place for one night. The next morning I told him, hey, why don't I go with you back to Wuhan? Then we booked the tickets without seat. It was an unexpected journey for me. My very first time in my life, I took the slow train from Xiamen all the way to Nanchang and then stay in Nanchang for one night, and then the next morning took another train to Wuhan. I believe everyone knows where Wuhan is because of COVID-19, the coronavirus. And let me explain a little bit why this coronavirus spreads so fast. Because Wuhan is the center of China. If you look at the map of the high-speed rail of China, you know Wuhan is right at the center spot, so that there are many high-speed rail and trains makes this coronavirus spread out so fast. And I guess you know that already. But today I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to share with you my trip to Wuhan 3 years ago. It was this time of the year 3 years ago in 2017. And Wuhan has a nickname called the Hot Stove City. So you know how hot it is when I visit Wuhan in this time of the year. I don't know if anyone will visit Wuhan in the future, but it was a pleasant experience for me personally because I've never been to Wuhan before that trip. And I met Xiaoyu in Jinmen in 2016 before the Chinese New Year. Oh, by the way, I interviewed Xiaoyu about his experience. If you want to check it out, check the link from the cards and also the link below. Xiaoyu is a professional traveler with almost zero budget. If you want to know more about his experience and his journey, check the link below. But that interview is in Mandarin though. And before I went to Wuhan, I had no idea about Wuhan 3 towns. I thought that was 3 different cities, but after I visit with Xiaoyu to his hometown, then I know Wuchang, Hankou, and Hanyang, the 3 parts, are a combination of Wuhan. So I got the privilege to see a little bit about this city, and I stayed with Xiaoyu for like 2 or 3 weeks. And because it was my first experience taking a long distance journey on the train without seat, so Xiaoyu gave me some tips, and he's very good on talking to strangers and sneak to sit with others. So he found me a seat, and he went to another car to hang out with some girls. He's very good on that. And if you are familiar with the history of China, then you probably know that Dr. Sun Yat-sen initiated the revolution right here in Wuchang. So that's called Wuchang Revolution. That's how Dr. Sun Yat-sen overthrew the Qing dynasty and established the Republic of China. All started here in Wuhan. And of course, I visited the gate and I went to the museum to get to know more about the history. But Wuhan is also famous with the food, and they call breakfast. It's after morning. So after morning, it's time for breakfast. That's how they call breakfast in Chinese, 过早. And of course, Xiaoyu took me to eat their traditional breakfast, which is Wuhan dry noodle with sesame paste. It tastes very good. It reminds me of the cool noodle in Taiwan because they both add the sesame paste. The difference is that there are more topping on Wuhan dry noodles and it's hot because it's very dry, so you need to eat with
plum tea
or some other drinks. So later on I moved to Shenzhen and I found a restaurant which sells Wuhan noodles. So I eat that once a while, but it's more expensive than in Wuhan. And of course I went to visit the Long River and get to know about the city more. And I get to know some friends who lives in Wuhan. It was a pleasant journey. Speaking of the Wuhan dry noodle, I feel hungry now. I want to eat Wuhan dry noodle. So let's go. So here I am at the Wuhan dry noodle. So here's the menu. 老板，一碗热干面。So if you ever stop by Taichung, then don't forget to come here and check it out. The boss is originally from Wuhan, so it's very traditional and classic Wuhan dry noodle. So I'm going to enjoy my noodles. I'll see you in the next video. I'll put the address of this Wuhan dry noodle restaurant. So I'll see you in the next video. Adios.